All right, here we go. So this Sunday afternoon, it's a beautiful day. 82 degrees. It's a little breezy, a little bit more wind than what I'd like for there to be. It's June the 11th. I'll have to go back and look and see what date was my first fishing excursion last year down here to the creek. So yeah, the yard needs to be mowed. Something awful. Lots of weeds and grass in the garden needs to be pulled out. Plenty of housework that needs to be done. Stuff I need to do in the shop. I need to get on my boat and get it all cleaned up. Got to put a water pump in it. So with all that in mind, I figured the only thing I could do today would be to just throw some stuff in the truck and ride down here to the creek and see if I can catch me a red drum. And if I can get one on the end of one of them poles back there for that few minutes or that few seconds, all will be right with the world. So keep watching. Let's see if I can catch a red drum today. See if we can catch one in the slot and get him in the cooler. Well, we got a rising tide. The nearest location I can get to where I am right here shows high tide about 3 o'clock. That'll be pretty close, I think. I think it's probably about 30 minutes behind that, way back here, because I'm way back off of the ocean and off of the waterway. This little creek, as you may have seen in some of my other videos, I've caught some red drum in here and some black drum. It's a good little creek to fish. When the weather's really cold, it's a good trout creek for speckled trout. And a lot of fish caught in this creek. I used to bring my kids down here when they were young, and we'd fish this creek way back closer to the inland waterway. I don't think we ever came back this far. We may have, I don't remember, but we used to catch a lot of fish in here. All kinds of fish. So it's a little early. It's June the 11th. And like I say, I'm gonna have to look back at previous videos and see when my first fishing trip was down here last year. I don't think I caught anything big enough to keep the first time I came down here, but then the second time I came, I caught, I don't remember exactly how many I caught. I know I went home with some fish. So That's all I'm hoping for. If I can catch one red drum, one or two black drum or something that's big enough to keep, I'm happy. It's nice to get out in the sunshine down here in the salt air a little bit. Be outside, leave all the chores at the house for a little while. So keep watching, we'll see what happens. Those of us fortunate enough to live here near Southport, North Carolina, are fortunate indeed. It's a beautiful place. And of course, I'm from here, born and raised, and so I remember when none of that development was here. This place called St. James. These old piles that are sitting here in this creek, I remember when there was a bridge across here that went across to that property. Used to deer hunt down here when I was a boy. And this view right here is looking into the property, the farm where I do most of my deer hunting, trapping, some of my turkey hunting. That's what I wanted to see right there. Yes, sir, that's a good one right there. Decent fish. This is what we're after. Synops oscillatus. That's odd. He's got two spots on this side and two darn near identical spots on the other side. Pretty good. Well, that was fun. I thought that fish was a lot bigger than he was. That's alright. At least I caught a fish today. And that's a good sign. Because the tide's coming in. It's coming in a lot harder now than it was when I got here. And it hopefully will be bringing the fish with it. All I need is one slot fish because that's all I can keep. 18 to 24 is the slot, and you can only keep one fish. So if I catch one fish, I'm limited out. Well, I've been here a little over an hour. Almost an hour and a half. I caught one fish. Had one fish get off. The tide's still coming in, but it'll be high here pretty soon. And then it'll go slack. We'll see what happens. Sometimes that's the best time to be here. Right when that tide peaks, and then that next little bit of time after it starts to fall, that's a good time to catch a fish. So we'll see. But starting to get a little bit of them little rat-a-tat-tats, the pinfish and little croakers and whatnot. Starting to peck at the bait. Have to keep checking it. I generally put that bait right on the edge of the grass when I'm fishing for drum. Sometimes I'll pitch it right up in the grass and then just raise my rod tip up until my rig comes and falls down right along the edge. That's where I want it, to be right on the edge of the grass. I've caught a lot of red drum that way. Black drum too. Those fish come in and they work along the edge of that grass, eating snails and anything else that they come across. So it's a little early in the season, I guess, especially this far back in the creek. But I'm gonna give it a little while longer. See if we can maybe catch one fish to put in the cooler. So keep watching. We'll see what happens. That's the way I want to see him bite, right there. Well, we've got us a black drum. It's a good eating fish right there. Ain't a great big one. He's fat and thick. I guarantee you he'll eat good. Go. Go out of the creek. You're said and done. Cut the creek. Camera. We might have a slot fish here. So what we got here is another 17 incher. This one's got one spot. Both sides. Pretty fish. Not big enough to keep. As I said a few minutes ago, this tide is getting pretty high. It's going to top out here in a little bit. That corner over there is the hot spot, and it's that daggum dead tree. That dead tree's days are numbered. I'm coming down here after that thing. I'll bring my four-wheeler down here and hook the winch to it and pull it out of there. It's just caught up there in the edge of the marsh. Gave me a fit last year. So ain't much I can fish here. A couple of spots. Uh-oh, got another one on. So I keep trying to turn, my lid cam don't want to work. It's real hard to see the light on it out here in this, when it's this bright. I'm just going to turn it on and leave it on. When it goes dead, it's dead. That's just all I can do. Maybe we'll get another fish on. That spot over there, it's the perfect place. It's a peak right there in that turn of that creek, and the fish, I catch fish there every time I'm here just about. And that tree has robbed me of 2 or 3 good fish. That was probably the biggest fish I've had on today right there. He got caught up in that tree and I lost him. So me and that tree got to have a long talk. That's the sound I like to hear right there. Hey, yay! On camera. Come here, boy. Oh, I'll be darned. That was a big red drum right there. Big red drum. You got off. That right there is enough to make you sick. That was a big fish. That was definitely the fish of the day. He got over there in that darn grass. Got hung up on something and he come off. That's what happens sometimes. Especially when you fish in tight quarters like this. There's so much stuff you get hung up on in here. That's the reason you don't see me throw the rod but in just a couple of places, because I've already learned that everywhere else that I would like to fish here, there's a snag there. These old piles that have been cut off, they're in the water under there. Just all kinds of stuff to snag you. So anyway, felt good while he was on there. Well, it's 80, still says 82 degrees out here, but it feels more like 92 down here on this marsh. Anyway, it's a beautiful afternoon to be down here. I wish I could have caught more fish, but that's the way it is early. I had one good one on. Lord, that was a good fish there. I wish I had not lost that one, because that would have made the day right there. He sure felt good on there. So, actual catch, I had a spot. One black drum that was about not quite 15 inches, and two red drum that were just under 18 inches. So at least I didn't get skunked. I've been skunked before. Yeah. Anyway, I appreciate y'all watching the videos. I really do. And I'm going to try to keep them coming. I'll probably be back down here fishing again in a couple of weeks when the tide's like I want it to be. I like to fish that rising tide, and it works out better for me in the afternoon most of the time. And who knows, I may do just the opposite. I may come down here on a morning tide and fish it. I should probably try that. There's deer running across the road there. So I got these two ponds over here. I need to come in and fish them. Need to dig me up a mess of worms and come see if I can catch me a mess of brim. That may be coming up pretty soon. Got to start getting ready for deer season. Anyway, we'll have something going on for you, I hope. So anyway, I really appreciate you watching the videos, and until you see me in the next one, there you go.